I did a thing! Remember back in elementary school when your teachers would give you a bunch of busy work by way of folding up pieces of paper and then cutting out shapes in it and unfolding it so it would look like a snowflake, but mostly it just looked like a bunch of random ass shapes in a piece of paper rather than an actual snowflake made by nature herself? I did that this weekend. I folded up a piece of paper and I cut it a whole bunch of times. It's Darth Vader! Last year the adults got a little upset with having to do all the cooking and planning and preparation and whatnot, so this year it's all of us younger generations' turn to do Thanksgiving. I can just about make bacon and eggs, so I'm rather terrified about what we're going to be able to pull off, but I hope it goes okay. I hear you're supposed to put the turkey in like a brown paper bag when you cook it. Is that just the internet pranking me, or is that an actual thing? I don't really know. I need to shave. I've also been doing a lot of thinking about fundamental research in the sciences, because it sounds like a compelling argument, the one that says you shouldn't invest money into research unless you have an actual practical outcome in mind. But then again, that's neglecting so many of the things that came from fundamental research that was never even thought of or conceived of beforehand. I mean, think about things like radio waves and microwaves and x-rays and stuff. Before that, they became ways of looking inside your body and listening to, your favorite artists on the radio. It was mostly just curiosities that somebody was like, this is weird, I wonder how this works. And that's one of the best things about fundamental research. You don't always know exactly where it's going to take you. You may be trying to understand some particular chemical interaction going on. Well, then later on somebody reads that and goes, hey, I bet we could use that in this manufacturing process to do stuff. Fundamental research is exactly that. It is fundamental. You don't know what's going to come from it. You don't know if anything's going to happen from it. It could be shrimps walking on treadmills. It could be studying stars and galaxies. It could be looking at the weird little amoeba squiggly things in a pond. It doesn't matter. You don't know what's going to come from it, but you still check it out because things always come from it. You have microwave ovens for your hot pockets, and you have new ways of bouncing radio signals off the ionosphere so that way you can communicate with people on the other side of the world, and you can look inside people's bodies and say, that's what's wrong with it, you broke a bone. Actually, that was pretty much obvious, with the screaming and the wailing and the bentness. But now you can look at it and you can set it, and it's a whole lot better and easier, and they have CT scans and all sorts of other stuff going on. So yes, fundamental research is fundamental. But then there's a whole other aspect of it, which is simply the joy of knowing, of seeing something for the first time, of knowing something for the first time. I feel very strongly that every time you learn something new, every time you're able to conceive something in a new way or understand some new thing, you become more than the person you were before. And it's not just, ooh, now I have this new skill set, and now I know how to do this, and now I know how to do that. It's more that you have this new understanding of the world rumbling around inside your noodle, and that new awareness of the world makes you more of a part of it, makes you more aware of it, more in touch with it, more in tune with it. I'm getting a little metaphysical, but really, I know all kinds of stuff I'm probably never going to use in some practical way to earn a paycheck or solve some daily problem, but still I enjoy knowing it because I understand what's going on outside my front door and what's going on behind these eyes and all sorts of other stuff. I'm never going to use it in any practical way, but still it makes me feel bigger, more than I once was. And that's why science is so important. See you next week.